It
shoes
probably
wear?
is, but I don't know. I'd be lying to you if I gave you.
Well, I wouldn't expect you to be a shoe
No.
salesman, so.
Very common workout. I just, I'll think of it on the way home and then I'll text you.
I'll put it down in the comments.
Yeah. So,
So raise your glass, even though he's not the best, but at least he made the top 5.
Okay, welcome to another edition of Lanai Gossip. I'm your host number 5. Lonnie is co-hosting today, and we're happy to have Dave going to talk to us about powerlifting in the villages. Now, Dave, how'd you get involved in powerlifting?
I do it at what's now called Genesis. It used to be MVP Gym in Brownwood. And I joined shortly after I moved to the villages. And there was a woman in there that used to work there. And she's actually got a couple of national championships under her belt for various powerlifting events. So she just, we were talking and she said, hey, did you ever think of, coming over and joining us for deadlifts? And I said, no, I'll give it a try. I didn't really know how to deadlift.
Okay.
And then that spanned into, I know there's bench press is another part of it. And everybody bench presses if they work out, but I didn't realize just how wrong I was bench pressing. And then the last one was squats.
As we get older, front squat, the mobility is
Yeah.
a lot more difficult and
Oh,
having that flexibility.
If we do any type of an exercise with front squats, I literally have to hold the bar like this because I can't get in here,
Yeah.
but I can get out here for a back squat.
Now, when you got into this, were you nervous of your age, and would you get hurt? I mean, can you hurt your back? Because back injuries around here, I would be nervous. You have to obviously start off slow, but were you concerned about that, or were you confident in the person teaching you that you were doing it the correct way, I guess?
I would say I really wasn't that nervous about it.
Okay.
I got to know the guy that was our coach, Jimmy McMurray, and I just liked his style. He kind of like a prodder. He jokes with you, pushes you, but at the same time, he's not going to push you to a point where you can't do it. But he was very particular about form and style. Not technique.
Technique, yeah.
That's it. Style means nothing, but form, technique. He's very particular about that. Just simply because if you go in and your rear end is standing too high to do a deadlift, you're pulling almost everything with your lower and middle back, and that's when you're going to hurt yourself. He would start you off with light weights. I wasn't anywhere near the oldest person in the group.
Tell us how old you are.
I'll be 62 in March.
Yeah.
Young
So
for
I started
villages.
this
By
about
villages
58.
standards, that's on the younger
It is.
end, even though it's a 50, 55 plus community.
But we have people that are 75, 76, 172, another guy's 69. It really comes down to you just have to be common sense. And everybody, when we lift, we all watch what each other's doing. And if somebody gets way out of form or way out of technique, you go, whoa, stop, because exactly that. We can easily get hurt.
So is this part of the senior games by chance or
Yeah,
not?
actually,
Okay.
lot.
There you go.
Several people do the senior. I've done it once or twice.
Okay, so is this a club, Dave? Is this separate? At Genesis, you have to be a member of Genesis to be in your club.
It's
group.
a very informal club. It's more of a class, if you will. Yes, you have to be a member of Genesis. You do pay a little extra for each session.
So by that you mean, so you're a member of Genesis, you have to pay them. And then your powerlifting club, you pay a little extra to be part of that, is what you're saying.
Yeah, it's like I said, it's not really a club. It's just a very informal. It's a class, basically.
Okay.
And like I said, anybody can join. We've had people come in and try it once and said, yeah, no, it's not for me. We've had other people come in and they've stayed with us.
So what do you think some of the benefits are to powerlifting?
With this, there are health benefits if you're doing it correctly, you're paying attention because, you're stronger, you learn to breathe better, you're just a healthier person. But, there's a lot of it is more the social value. People will have a gathering, a dinner at their house every once in a while. And,
Yeah.
There are certain times that they need to show up if they want to get involved.
yeah. At this point, it's 3:00 on Tuesday afternoon. So we show up at 2:30, we warm up, and then when he comes in, we're ready to start. Bench is on Thursday, 2:30. We show up at 2:00. And, it's not a hard and fast thing. We've had more than one person show up at 2:25.
Right.
And they want to jump in, good for them. And Deadlift is Friday, again, 2:30, warm-up start at 2. This is the time we work out. We have a guy that teaches us how to do it. If you miss this week, then come in next week. But it's not, it's not like softball. We have to be there 70% of the time. To this, it's very casual. So the commitment is how much do you want to put into it?
Yeah. As a villager, let's say someone retires from a career that's 58, 60, 65, whatever the number is. You move to the villages and you haven't lifted since you're probably in your 20s. Powerlifting, you could still get into. You can start from scratch. I haven't lifted for 40 years, and you could get into powerlifting.
Yeah.
You just start light and slow, right? And so your
Exactly.
group is warm to that, accepting and willing to help.
We have a lot of people that will come up to us. I mean, people are welcome. We're always talking to them. It says, come on in, give it a try. Nobody has a problem with it. All right. So these are what I use.
Converses.
The reason you want it, bench doesn't matter as long as you've got something that can give you grip on the floor. To my way of thinking, you don't really need anything. But deadlift,
Let me see one of them.
deadlift and squat, you want to be as close to the floor as you can.
These feel softer though.
So they're not.
Too.
So they're not going to. You're not going to be running shoes. The Hokas.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Because you're now another inch higher off the floor.
Yep.
It's just a stability thing more than anything else. So they do have specific shoes for squats and deadlift. But I was told these would be fine, and I've been using. This is like my second set. I wore out the first one.
See, I've always heard like Nike as a Metcon. That's like a big gym CrossFit type.
So these are the knee sleeves for squats.
These go on your knees?
Yeah.
Okay.
And
why you have these on there?
they provide a little bit of stability, a lot of stability, I think, and a little bit of spring. The weight belt.
What does the belt do for you?
It locks the belt in place, and you're supporting your lower spine with that whole effort, and it just keeps that part of the body in place.
Does it
while you're
technically
lifting.
help prevent injuries or no?
Yeah.
Yeah. See,
If
there go.
if you do it, use it correctly.
And everybody has one of these. That's in your group.
Everybody in our group does.
That's cool.
Everybody
How much does
but
this
one
cost?
guy.
How much is this going to cost me?
I don't know. That I think is in the range of.
We'll check that on
The
Amazon.
funny thing is, these things cost us, I think, about $80 for those.
Okay,
No way.
$80
What?
for
Yeah.
this. Wow.
$80 for those?
This has
They're
got to
my
be
knees.
over 100.
I don't know. My wife orders these things. I go to her. I come home and I go, "Hey, I need a new pair of shoes. Can you get them off Amazon?" She goes, "Okay, I will." And 2 days later, they show up. And I go, "Thank you, love you, honey."
She's prime member.
There's no way those are $30.
I don't know what.
I don't know what they are.
They're
You
going to be
think,
70.
you think so?
Oh yeah.
Are you saying this is just a flat Converse shoe, or is this a shoe for deadlifting?
No, this is a flat Converse shoe.
Yeah,
That's
it's
my
not
only
even a-
purpose. I just look at it and go, "This does what I need it to do."
So the Nike
I don't wear-
Metcons are a type. There's multiple out there, but those are the ones I know of. But they have that firm sole. They're flat like this, and they are specifically marketed towards weightlifters
Okay.
and things like that. Thanks, Dave.
Thank you for
Thanks,
having me.
Dave, for being on our show, and we appreciate you giving us a little insight into powerlifting over at Genesis.
Yeah.
Thanks,
My
Lonnie.
pleasure. Thank you, guys.
Yeah.
And if I ever come up with a better hobby, I'll give you a shout. So maybe I can be on this again.
and don't forget, it's Lanai Gossip. If you like the show, check that you like it, and also subscribe. Please subscribe to Lanai Gossip on YouTube. Thanks.
Thanks to him, we've got the best league to play in. It's not a boast, just a toast to number 5.